Hello crypto community and welcome back to Crypto Utility. If you want to be ready for crypto, then you are in the right place. Today we're going to be talking about the Algorand token, Hedera H-bar, and also the XDC network. Looking at a tweet from XDC Foundation. From POCs to anniversaries and events, here's what's been happening around the XDC network. Let's dive in. So let's look at what's happened over the last week with XDC because a few huge things have happened. So first of all, we had the SBI R3 POC, which was a major success. Then we had the 5th anniversary for the XDC network. So it's been 5 years since the mainnet launch of the XDC network. So congratulations to everybody here, because XDC in the last 5 years has come a very long way. Guys, the best part is yet to come, because everything is being tokenized. And XDC has been working on trade finance and RWA tokenization from the very beginning, which are $100 trillion industries. It's going to be at least a few trillion to begin with, and a couple of $100 trillion in the longer term. And then we had the consensus event, a 3-day event, which was amazing to watch. XDC's presence globally is being portrayed as the one and only, a network which is going to solve a lot of big problems the big boys are having today, which is why blockchain is here, which is why XDC, in my opinion, was created to solve these big problems. So be prepared, guys. Looking at a tweet from Altcoin Hero. US Congress hearing tomorrow on next generation infrastructure. How tokenization of real world assets will facilitate efficient markets. The CEO of Securitize will be speaking before the US House Subcommittee on Digital Assets. So this is a massive moment for the XDC community, because Securitize, as you already know, is using XDC as one of them 4 blockchains that is partnered with BlackRock to tokenize the future. And the future they're talking about is at least $10 trillion initially, but in the longer term, we're talking about hundreds of trillions. And now you've got the Securitize CEO in front of US Congress. Now, in my honest opinion, guys, it is all a show. It's playing out exactly as they wanted to. Retail got in very early. The big boys, the institutions, are now coming. The laws, regulations are on the way. They are making way for institutions to get on board now. Retail got in early. That's why we said you are still early in this asset class. XDC is going to make you very wealthy. There's zero doubt about that. So all you gotta do is huddle your XDC with them diamond hands and keep them offline. Looking at a tweet from Good Morning Crypto. Just in, BlackRock and Citadel plan to launch a new national stock exchange in Texas to compete with the New York Stock Exchange. Here's a video of BlackRock CEO explaining how tokenization is the next evolution in finance. And I quote, "Every stock, every bond will be tokenized on a ledger." Are tokenized assets on the verge of mass adoption for global finance? Yes, they clearly are. And this video is one of my favorite. Listen again.
We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities around bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we could customize strategies through tokenization that is, if it's every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets. I believe if you want to talk about voting and voting choice and all the things, if we know every moment who is the owner of that stock and it's now time to vote, every individual who has ownership is identified and they can vote their own share.
So there you have it, guys. The BlackRock CEO telling you how it's going to be in the future. Everything will be tokenized. ETFs are coming in for every single utility crypto that we talk about on this channel. I think XDC is definitely in line to be one of them ETFs in the very near future, because I think ETFs are going to be lining up very, very quickly going into 2025 and onwards. And I think before 2030, guys, we're going to have a lot of ETFs and we're going to have a lot of regulations, and the early investors like ourselves are going to be very wealthy. So pay attention to the big boys, guys, because this is what they're doing right now. They are investing in this technology. They are highly involved with XDC from the very beginning. XDC has been purposely built for RWA tokenization. It's going to solve these trillion-dollar problems they have today. So guys, be ready. Looking at a tweet from MG Algo. The C3 protocol app runs on Algorand, settling cross-chain swaps, pushing more transactions than some chains can handle. Still 100% uptime. Algorand is currently capable of 10,000 TPS, that is known as transactions per second, including smart contracts. This is just the beginning. And looking at Algorand's website, guys, yes, we can clearly see it is a fast blockchain. Carbon zero, secure, decentralized, 10,000 TPS, 2.8 second block time, and instant finality. This is exactly what the big boys are looking for. I honestly believe right now Algorand is overseen. Not a lot of people are paying attention to Algorand. While it has a lot of utility, it's working with a lot of the big boys out there. Did you see the recent commercial of Algorand putting spotlight on the problems that Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana has? They know what is going on. Algorand is highly involved with the big boys. And I'm not sure, guys, if Algorand are purposely not marketing Algorand enough. But guys, if you put one and one together, if you do some research, if you follow the right people, you will see that Algorand is going to make it in the end. And when we talk about transactions per second, looking at this from Google, Bitcoin has 3 to 4 transactions per second, Ethereum 20 transactions per second, PayPal 193 transactions per second, and Visa 1667 transactions per second, which is not too bad looking at Visa. But look at the rest. It's ridiculous. They want to move to a faster, cheaper system. 1600 transactions per second is not going to cut it if you have everything of value in the world on the blockchain. This is why you need stuff like Algorand, XDC, utility coins, because they have a massive potential, a unlimited potential. I believe they can do millions of transactions per second. This is what the future is going to be. So be prepared for this because it's incoming. Looking at a tweet from Slew City, Grok knows. So I'm going to pick out a key paragraph here just to get your attention. And let's not forget the irony of people complaining about Algorand's price performance while they're off buying the latest meme coin. It's like complaining about your Ferrari not getting enough attention when you're busy playing with a remote controlled car. Exactly, guys, right? You have to ignore the price for now. You know why? Institutional adoption hasn't even happened yet. They are on the verge of going all in. But guys, you have to be ready for that. Don't follow the latest meme coin trends. Yes, it might make you a quick buck or so, right? You might make some quick money, but you can as easily lose a lot more. Pay attention to utility, hodl with them diamond hands, because utility is 100% gonna win the day. And looking at the use case of Algorand, guys, DeFi, NFT, it's a solid blockchain. Yeah, it's got a lot of investments and interest from private and public sector players for payment systems. Once again, payments are going to be a big one here, guys. They want to save money by cross-border payments, by paying for things on the blockchain. They're going to tokenize, save money in that way as well. And when you do a transaction on the blockchain, you want to pay a minimal cost as possible. This is why these utility coins are going to solve all this for them. It's not going to be just one blockchain ruling everything. It won't just be XRP ruling everything cross-border. It's going to be a few like the ones we cover on this channel: XDC, XRP, Algorand, HBAR, which we're going to cover shortly. Moving on and talking about Hedera HBAR. Yes, it's incredibly fast, predictably low fees, finality in just seconds. And when you compare HBAR to Ethereum and Bitcoin, it is a clear winner. As you can see, 10,000 plus TPS. This cost for a transaction is like non-existent, 0.001. Energy usage is low. Instant finality, which is only a 3 to 7 second wait compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Right now we can see a lot of cryptos are coming out of the woodworks comparing themselves to Ethereum and Bitcoin, but not everybody is going to win, guys. Hedera is a different ball game, guys, because they are working with some of the biggest players in the world today. Because we have got up to 39 collusion resistant organizations that lead the Hedera network. And if you look at this list, guys, you've got Google, Hitachi, LG, Ubisoft, WorldPay. Some of the biggest names in the world right now are sitting on the council of Hedera, okay? And they decide on the future to some extent on what is happening with Hedera. And do you really think they're not using Hedera already? Of course they are. They are already invested in Hedera. They're sitting on the council and they can see exactly how the future is going to be. When I see Google and some of these bigger boys involved in cryptos and projects like this, I see the future being really bright. So we have to be prepared for Hedera as well. Looking at a tweet from Cyprus. Boom, listen up. Institutional money hasn't even entered yet. Retail beat the banks. 100 billion AUM. The CEO of Wisdom Tree predicts the next wave of capital will be institutional money. Like I said before, guys, retail was the first one in. But when institutions come in, that's when you're going to see the prices really move. Listen to this.
You launch extremely important milestone on this journey of normalizing the asset class as well as bringing things onto the blockchain in general. And so I think it's very confusing. Almost all of the money is retail, which is interesting. Even BlackRock's great success, almost all that money is retail. There's just inherent demand. Usually in investing, retail gets the last look. Here they've gotten the lion's share of the benefit of a $60,000 coin, which is nice for retail to be a winner. There definitely is a desire for alternative fiat because of debasement. So it was very well constructed Bitcoin exposure, having so limited supply. It's really worked beautifully. In fact, if you think about the 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 year, and 15-year return on Bitcoin, it is the best performing asset class. I'm expecting the next wave will be institutional money to come in.
So there you have it, guys. Bitcoin has proven that this new asset class is the best. But guys, I honestly believe the best is yet to come. Utility is going to take off. It's going to be bigger than Bitcoin. It's going to have better returns than Bitcoin. Institutional money is not going to go into Bitcoin. Real money is going to be going into utility. Stuff that solves real problems. It's fast, it's cheap, it meets the environment standards. This is what the future is, guys. Bitcoin, Ethereum, the ones that are not good enough are going to be dethroned. And I think the ones we cover on this channel, XDC-like coins, are going to be easily dethroning Bitcoin and Ethereum. So be prepared. Looking at a tweet from HBAR Hedera Bull. BlackRock CEO is going to tokenize every stock on a single ledger, which is Hedera. One BlackRock asset is already tokenized via ArcaxX on Hedera DLT. So guys, a lot of different views here. That's why I always say one blockchain is not going to rule everything. Yes, XDC is on that list for being one of the 4 blockchains that Securitize is using in relation to the BlackRock partnership for RWA and $10 trillion. But guys, I honestly think Hedera is one of them right up there as well, because it is a good blockchain, right? It is a proof of stake network, and it's going to be the next generation. It's going to be the future as well. Hedera is something different. It's bringing a lot to the table. It has some of the biggest players in the world on its council. So that's why we got to pay attention to the HBAR token as well. Looking at a tweet from the HBAR Bull. Lending and borrowing are coming to Hedera. CEO of Bonds of Finance explains how it could be used in the most exciting application in crypto. So we're going to watch this short clip, guys, just to understand what's coming for HBAR, the Hedera network, because lending and borrowing is a big opportunity.
So you hold a bunch of HBAR and you just discovered the karate combat application, and you want to be able to borrow karate tokens because you can bring them into the Karate Combat application. You can vote on various proposals in there for governance, and you can also bet on fighters in there. And right now it's sort of a no-lose bet system where you can place your bets on fighters, and then depending on the outcome of what happens, you could potentially win money or win more karate tokens rather. And so, that's one use case where...
That is just one use case, guys. As we heard there, Karate Combat is just one of the partnerships that Hedera has where you can bet on the fighters, win money. It's an easier way to do things, guys. Hedera is solving a problem. It's making it easier for people to earn money, spend money, use their crypto. That's how the future is going to be, guys. It's going to be easier to use your crypto for the things that you love, and I think HBAR is solving a real problem as well. Looking at a tweet from Nick Crypto Crusader, you don't realize how big this is for HBAR. Now guys, he's got some very big news on some of the stuff that's happening for HBAR right now, some of the numbers. So let's listen to this before we wrap up.
You probably don't even realize how big this is for Hedera and HBAR. Over here on Metrica, we see 39,354 active accounts and also 155.3K created accounts. The best part about this is that this is in just the last 7 days, but that's not even the best part. We have had almost 1 billion total transactions made on the network in one single week. This is why I always say that Hedera is going to become a major winner this cycle.
So those numbers, guys, were very impressive, right? As you can see, total transactions in the last 7 days, almost 1 billion. That is not a small number, guys, and that is just the beginning, right? It's going to be much bigger, guys. Blockchain is here to solve the real world problems that we have in the world today, and HBAR is definitely one of them. And as you can see, these spikes they have in transactions they do is telling us that it's being tested, and it's not going to be tested live in front of you. It's being tested behind the scenes. They are getting ready, they are getting prepared, because institutions are coming in. They want to be ready for them because they're going to have thousands of transactions that they want to do on the blockchain in every second. So guys, be prepared for this, because HBAR is another token we need to keep our eyes out on, because this is also something that is going to give us generational wealth